President Trump is publicly praising Pete Hegseth once again, this time for what the president described as an act of bravery during the recent shooting scare tied to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. According to reports, Trump brought up the moment while speaking at an event honoring military mothers after spotting Hegseth's wife, Jennifer Rauchett, in the crowd. And that's when the president launched into a glowing defense of his embattled defense secretary. Trump praised Hegseth for standing on top of a table while chaos unfolded around him, as others nearby ducked for cover during the frightening security scare.
Along with Jennifer Hegseth. Jennifer? Hi, Jennifer. He's doing some job, I'll tell you. He's doing a job. You know, he stood up. He was the only one. He was standing up in the ballroom the other day in the event, the White House, they call it the White House dinner. They were saying, can you use, well, when you use that term, I guess you probably can use it, but we had a little dinner the other night, and your husband was standing on the top of a table. Everyone else was under the table. So that's what we want of our Secretary of War, right? We want somebody, but he was standing on top of the table. Everyone else was under the damn table. Anyway, he's doing a fantastic job. He and the general, those are great news conferences. We like them. They work very well together, I can tell you. The wife of Pete Hegseth, and say hello to Pete.
The moment instantly grabbed attention online, with critics questioning whether the move was actually brave or just reckless. One social media user wrote, quote, "Rule number 1 during an active shooter situation, don't stand on a table." Another mocked the moment by saying Hegseth should learn the difference between bravery and stupidity. And others piled on with sarcastic jokes, including one user who quipped, quote, "Maybe he thought they were giving away free shots." The backlash comes at a difficult time for Pete Hegseth, whose tenure as defense secretary has already been marked by controversy, public clashes, and mounting scrutiny over his leadership style. The former Fox News personality has repeatedly faced criticism for tense interactions with reporters and several public outbursts that sparked fresh questions about whether he's suited for one of the most high-pressure jobs in Washington. Ironically, even Trump himself has previously joked about Hegseth's unpopularity.
Some of the others will speak. We'll have Marco say a few words. Pete Hegseth, who was born for this role. I mean, he's doing a great job. They gave him a hard time. And now people, I'll tell you, somebody came up to me yesterday, gave you a very hard time, said, I made a mistake. Pete Hegseth is doing a good job. So when I tell you who, you're not even going to believe it. He said, Hegseth, he gave you such a nasty hard time. But you're doing great. Farmers, who we never forget. We love the farmers. We gave them $12 billion out of tariff money. We had a tremendous amount of tariff money come in. And we continue to have. We've gone, as you know, the Supreme Court gave us a very unfortunate, foolish ruling. A ruling that gives the people that have ripped off our country for many years, gives them some money back. But it's one of those things. It's a terrible, terrible, horrible mistake they made, but it's okay because we have another method that's just as good. We'll use the other method. But because the tariff money has been so substantial, we gave our farmers, who have been mistreated by some countries, we gave them $12 billion, and they're extremely happy, and they deserve it. They've been great. They never complain. They just go out and they farm, and they wouldn't do anything different. They wouldn't trade jobs with any of you, except maybe some of the fake media. I don't know. Somehow I don't see that. I like their job better, actually. I love the farmers. So we gave them $12 billion. So in just a few moments, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will discuss the actions that we're taking to address energy prices, which have not gone up as much as I thought, Scott, to be honest with you. And it's not over, so maybe it'll go up a little bit more. It's all going to come back down to where it was, and probably lower. And my predictions have been right. Trump was right about everything. They have a new hat. Trump was right about everything. It's pretty right. But Scott's going to address that. And I think before we go very much further, I want to ask Vice President J.D. Vance to say a few words about where we are with the situation he's involved with Steve and with Jared on negotiations, and then some of the others will speak. We'll have Marco say a few words. Pete Hegseth, who was born for this role. I mean, he's doing a great job. They gave him a hard time. And now people, I'll tell you, somebody came up to me yesterday, gave you a very hard time, said, I made a mistake. Pete Hegseth is doing a good job. So when I tell you who, you're not even going to believe it. He said, Hegseth, he gave you such a nasty hard time. But you're doing great.